everyone, Valgriz here. Today I'm going to be doing a Twixtor tutorial in Adobe After Effects, and this is going to be on some basic settings. It's not going to be anything too complicated. If you really know how to use Twixtor, you can do a lot of really neat stuff, but this is just going to be the simplest because a lot of people have been requesting it. So here's my clip. Right here it's going to say frame rate. I have mine set to 59.94 or 60 frames a second. If you go to composition settings and it says 60 frames a second or 30 frames a second, basically, if you're using a dazzle, it'll be 30 frames a second. If you're using a HD PVR, it should say 60 frames a second. If you're using HD PVR and yours says 30 frames a second, that's because you rendered it wrong in Vegas or whatever program you were using. So definitely render it in before in 60 frames a second because then it'll look best. So right here I have my clip. It's just of me shooting an AK. As you see right here. And I'm going to Twixtor the reloading portion of it. So right here. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to composition settings, and when it says time, mine's 7 seconds. I'm going to change mine to be 30, which is more than enough, but it gives us extra space to work with. If we drag these little yellow markers out to the ends, you have the whole entire clip visible, the whole entire composition visible. So that's pretty helpful. Right click on your clip and go to enable time remapping, which is going to allow you to drag this out. Do not delete this keyframe because that keyframe basically tells it to time remap, and if you delete it, it won't work, so just keep that the way it is. Then download Twixtor, which I will put a link in the description. I'm going to put a link to the free version, and the free version, it works pretty good, you know. It works pretty good for making Call of Duty videos, but you can, of course, buy the pro version if you want to use it. Go to Effect, go to Revision Plugins, and then go to Twixtor 4.5. Now, I basically just use the standard settings. Sometimes I can change this to the motion weighted blend, and then keep this to be speed. And then you can change motion sensitivity, but I find either 60 or 70% to be the best. Now right here when it says input frame rate, you're going to want to change that to be whatever you're using. So right here mine says 59.94. Change it to be 59.94. So 59. And now you have Twixtor configured. You might want to change this down from full to, you know, half, third, or quarter, depending on your computer. And I'm just going to save this really quickly as whatever, just in case anything happens to After Effects. And yeah, so let's go on with it. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this down arrow right here, go to Effects, Twixtor, and then you're going to go to Output Control. Now output is basically what your clip's going to look like. So speed right here is 100%. Right as you go to reload, so you can use the page up and page down keys to toggle where you are in the timeline. I'm going to start Twixtor right here, and it's going to look pretty nice because I'm using 60 frames a second. If you're using 30, it might not look as good. So right here, I'm going to start Twixtor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this keyframe button right here next to speed, and then go a few frames away right here, and change that down to 10 frames a second. So now when you play it, it's going to go in super slow motion. And oh, before I even do that, I'd recommend you click these two buttons right here. One's going to enable motion blur, and the other one's going to enable frame blending, and that just, you know, helps the clip look a little bit better. I forgot about that. And now you're going to have some really smooth motion blurring, and it's going to take a while to render. So as you see right here, it really looks pretty good. There is some, as you see, like a little warping right there. There are ways to fix that, but most of them are with, let me see, I don't know if you can do it with this. Yeah, you can't do it. You can add an alternate motion source, but I'm not going to go over that right now. I usually use the pro version because I have it, so I may as well. And maybe I'll do another tutorial on that too, but for simple Call of Duty videos, I usually just use this method, and then, yeah, so while it's reloading. And then right here, I'm going to see, I'll keyframe it at, go down to Output Control, keyframe speed at, we'll do 15. Put that back to 100. It's actually pretty cool because you get a really high level of detail when you do this. So I'm not going to waste any more of your time. This is basically it. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to add some color correction, and I'm going to go render this in Vegas. I hope you enjoyed it. Really simple tutorial. There's a lot of tutorials on YouTube for this, but some of my subscribers requested it, so here you go. Alright, so this is Valgriz. Thanks for watching. Alright everyone, it's Valgriz. I'm back. I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you're done and give you a few more tips that I forgot to mention before. So this is what it looks like. I shoot, and it goes into some slow motion right here. And then right there, it's pretty slow motion. I think it's like 10% or 5%. And it looks pretty good. I could have done, depending on the clip, this is a pretty simple clip. I'm going to try to do this to some explosions and see how that turns out. But this is a pretty simple clip. You can do this on a lot of really good clips, and it can turn out pretty good. So next thing you're going to notice is that towards the end of the clip, this is just some things. I can actually delete these things right now because I don't need them anymore. But right here you're going to notice that the clip freezes after a few seconds. So find the part where it freezes, and if you drag, make sure that these little yellow things on top are dragged all the way out, and then drag this yellow thing on the bottom to where your timeline marker is, your current time indicator. Drag it to where your current time indicator is, and that means that when you go to composition, when you go to make movie, it's only going to render that portion of it, so it's only going to render this much. So you can do that and render it out, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's pretty simple, and I went over all this before, so thanks for watching.